Be Aware! A video about mistakes in World of Tanks by Dangerously Incompetent. I'm driving the T-29, USA's Tier 7 heavy tank on Redshire. It's a Tier 7 battle. Now when you're fighting over choke points, like the one on Redshire on column 0 that I'm heading towards, it's very easy to get fixated on the tanks, the enemy tanks in front of you on the other side of the choke point, the other side of the ridge or round the rock. You stop thinking about any other tanks that are on the enemy side. So you have to consciously and deliberately, every so often, take a look at the mini-map. And also the enemy list. Who on the enemy list hasn't been spotted? And when you're looking at the mini-map, who's in bright red, currently spotting, who's in pink, that's the last place that they were spotted. And before you move from your choke point, consider, are you going into someone else's field of fire? So this choke point is protected from the rest of the map by that hill on the left. So when you're fighting the choke point, you can actually forget about pretty much all the other tanks whilst you're in the choke point. You don't have to think about them too hard. But when you move out to the choke point, say when you beat up the opposition immediately in front of you, and there's the last couple running away, and you go, right, push forward to get them, push forward to get them. Stop, think, be aware. When I move forward, who else can shoot me? Where can they shoot me from? And is there a possibility that have they been seen there for a start? And is there a possibility they are there? Now you can see we outnumber our enemy quite heavily here. Well, we got more heavy tanks, so it makes sense to push and crush them all, which is what we're doing. All jolly good. But look at that Oni. He's being hit by lots of small shots. The Oni's got a lot of armour on the front. He's not being damaged from the front, he's being damaged from the side. Now I'm taking up position behind this rock and I mostly stay here. We've beaten up a load of, well, a couple, three enemy tanks in this choke point. So let us activate the 3 camera. So now you can see here's where the enemy tanks died, fighting the choke point. Can you see me hiding behind my rock? I don't have very much to worry about. My biggest threat is the artillery. But what about the Oni? He pushed through. Now if there's someone up here, which is entirely possible. I mean, the artillery hasn't been spotted, and there's a Stug with a kill who hasn't been spotted. He could be up here. And look at those trees. They block our vision of him. He can fire blam away from here and not be seen by us in the choke point. Behind these trees, so he can't be seen by the people on the hill. There could be people up here. But look at the map. A Scorpion has been spotted. An AMX 12 ton was spotted up here, and a T-37, and there's a load of tanks further south on this ridge. So if there's an enemy tank, there he is, sitting on the Scorpion where he's being seen. He's not being seen by me, so he doesn't get drawn, unfortunately. But you can see, well, I can't see very well because there's trees in the way which are disguising him, so we can't see him. But if we move up a bit, you can see he could easily have shots on that Oni. And if we start the video again, start the replay again, our heavy tank can see there's only 2 heavies in front of us. Bound to be going through somebody's mind. We can charge, we can charge, we can charge, we can charge. And oh, yeah, look, almost got the T-29. If we charge forward, we can swamp him, no problems. But look at what happens to the M4A1, A3E2. He pushes out of the choke point. He's not aware of the enemy tanks who could be shooting at him from up here, and he gets taken apart because he's shot in the side by tiddly little tanks, little mediums.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
I take out the KV-1. That only leaves the T-29. Let's charge and get him, go 3 of the enemy tanks. I'm trying to warn them that they're going to get shot by pinging the map, but it's no good. They've only got eyes for the T-29 and they're full of bloodlust. They're going to finish him off no matter what, just giving their sides to the enemy sniping away from the hill. So the T-29 survives. We've run out of heavy tanks in the choke point apart from me, and I've turned around because I've seen the centre and the west collapse. But I'm doing too little, too late. There's no way I can finish off these boys. I hoped I could kill some of them, but no, Gibby is too alive. They're small and they're fast. They keep on disappearing. I keep on hitting tracks on something I could have one-shotted, and now we're about to be totally swamped, let alone have the T-29 crawl up behind me.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is hit.
And there we go, crushed, swamped, and killed, and the loss. So remember, when you're in the choke point and you're concentrating on the enemy tanks in front of you, if you think you can move forward, be aware of other enemy tanks.